Stock market today analysis for March 22nd, 2023. It's a Wednesday. Jerome Powell was speaking and moved the markets. You know, if you don't want to pay attention to who Jerome Powell is or who Ben Bernanke is and Janet Yellen and what they say and what they do, if you don't want to pay less attention to that type of stuff, then I invite you to take a look at iofsuccess.com, which there's a link to this URL in the description below this video. And this will help you learn how to sell some cash secured put options on stocks you wouldn't mind owning. In fact, it would help you learn how to sell some covered call options after you own the stocks. But why should you do this? Well, there's more than one reason. And those, I'll give you a list of 5 reasons, actually. That list is going to be popping up, boom, right there. You see that? That's a link to a video that you can come back and watch later at the end of this video, because I put it at the 1 minute mark specifically for you to easily remember it. So you'll have an idea of why. Why is this a good idea to be selling cash secured put options on stocks you wouldn't mind owning? Those that know why usually have an easier time figuring out how to. Speaking of how to, we got a video playlist here, free video playlist on YouTube with 5 different videos on it. You can use that in conjunction with these free downloads to get yourself up to speed, or try to get yourself at least theoretically understanding how or why and how you would be selling cash secured put options. And also, if you want some one-on-one hand-holding help with it, we got this right here for you. And you can contact us right here. Who's us? Who's we? Me, myself, and I. So that's about it. Today, look at all this economic stuff that was announced. Tomorrow, French, German, and got manufacturing, and what exactly is that? PMI. I forgot what that is. Oh yeah, Purchasing Managers Index. So we got more financial news coming out, but the stock market driver, as of late, is this right here. Rates. Rate hike. Banks drive stock sell-off after Janet Yellen's remarks. I have to listen to her remarks. I listened to Jerome Powell talk a little bit. Brazil, Fed raises rates by 25 basis points. And apparently Fed hikes interest rates again, pencils in one more increase this year. I thought I saw some headline that was talking about it's getting closer to the end of rate hikes. So how did markets react? Right here. Right there. These futures of the 4 big indices. VIX spiked up just a little bit, but not really in correlation with that. How about crude oil? Crude oil just kind of seemed to be topping out here at the moment at that $70. Natural gas still going sideways. Gold pulled back to here and then it's kind of sprung up today. So kind of trading in this, let's just say about mid, I don't know, we can probably just say 1900 to 2000 at the moment, even though it's a little tighter. Maybe it's more about 1950 to 2000. Silver up on today. Look at that. Up, sideways, up. And Bitcoin pulled back just a little bit on this news for some reason. 20-year Treasury bonds via TLT is up. Dollar is down. VIX is looking pretty weak. Just not really in correlation with what we see here. Look at these big drops in these 4 big indices on this rate hike information. So look at where we're at. Here's where we were. This is 1 month, so it's like maybe about 20-30 days of trading, somewhere in there. We could count these candles. I'm not going to do it right now, but it's at 1 month. It doesn't mean it's starting exactly at March. It's just 1 month of trading. And look at on this 3rd trading day, we were down here. Where are we at now? Look at here, 4,000. Basically sideways on the S&P 500. Up on the NASDAQ overall, looking for here, but dropping down, maybe kind of topping out around here. big sell-off in the small mid-cap stocks in this trading range right here, and it's back down to this bottom end of the trading range. And Dow Jones closing below the 200-day moving average. Again, if that matters, I know it matters to people. I don't know if it matters more than just mattering to people. No idea on that. And so then we got sell off across the board. We got stocks selling off. And let's take a look at, I wanted to show you this before we look at those. Look what happened to GameStop today. GameStop, look at that, popped up here. Boom! All the way up here. We saw that happen back here too. And then sold off. There's definitely some, there was definitely some profitable, actionable items you could have taken with this if you were paying attention. And but you know, I don't know if you were, and I don't know if it's of your skill level. So no recommendations, no nothing like that. All right, so we're looking at 6 month of data going this way, each candle being 1 day. See a big drop down, but we still got we got a low, got a higher low, and is it a higher low? I don't know, kind of, sort of, not really. It's getting debatable, right? Not debatable here or here, getting debatable kind of right there. Because is it here? It looks like it was going to be here, but it came all the way down to here. Kind of getting stuck in this range around this 400. So still going back to the same thing of between 220 and basically 420 and basically 380, and right in the middle is 400. So which way are we going to go? Right now, we were moving back up to that 400. We pulled back all the way down here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days ago we were down here, 8 trading days, and moved up, hit this 400, and just kind of pulled back. Now dropping down here to this 392. Apple, right? Look at that. Got all the way up to 162 today, and selling pressure just pushed this stock down. Microsoft, looking the same with smaller body. Amazon doesn't really look extremely different. Yeah, it's a sell-off, but it's just kind of been doing this weird go up a little bit, go down type of thing. Not really weird, but when you compare like something like this, the look of that, the look of Apple, that's way more dramatic in the day than this. This kind of looks like par for the course. Meta hitting at that top range up there, but got this nice W. I think if money keeps flowing in via probably printed money. Google is in here twice, and looks like it's hitting in this top range also. Berkshire Hathaway had been going sideways, and it's still kind of in, it's kind of the sideways trend through here, but it's a little lower now. Now we're back into this. Oh, where are we at? Here we are. So yeah, we're still in that kind of sideways trend. Bumped down a little bit, but it's popped back up. We'll see how it keeps going. Tesla kind of looks like Amazon in a way. Not too exciting, just par for the course there. Nvidia, woo, look at that, hitting the top. And JP Morgan Chase, just a pure downward movement today, kind of getting into this range boundish type of thing. We'll take a look at the Qs, because the Qs basically the same, all the same stocks except for the top 10 of the Qs, basically all the same top 10 stocks as the S&P 500, with the exception of PayPal and Adobe is in the top 10 here, whereas S&P 500 is Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan Chase. But for, you know, inclusivity and diversion and diversification, not up to standards. This is not in line with what I would expect from the new ESG. You know, there's no equality here. It's just all the same top dog stocks, and that is very unfair. So someone's got to do something about it. Somebody's got to do something about it. I don't know who. And we're Qs. You see, we're it's basically the ETF of the Nasdaq. Sold off today, right here, hitting this resistance. We already looked at all those big dogs. Let's take a look at PayPal. PayPal looking par for the course. Just basically lost all that price action it got today. Kind of reminds me of, in a way, this chart looks more similar to Tesla and Amazon, right? There's Amazon, there's Tesla, than it does with, let's say, Apple or Facebook. Microsoft or Meta, right? So a little more look like that. Adobe lost all this gain from today, but we're still up, and things are looking sideways, shaky-ish, which that's kind of how everything's been looking to me for most of this year, and even into the last ending of last year. And then what do we got? We got a sell-off today of over here in the Dow Jones. We quickly looked at that. United Health Group sold off, hitting in this 480-ish type of resistance. Goldman Sachs, not as bad as JP Morgan Chase, but definitely on the downside. Try to get over that 320 and hold back. Home Depot, really quite a big, this Home Depot, with all this banking crap that's been going on for like the last 2 weeks, you'd think all the banks would be pulling back like this. Like, they're basically, hey, we're injured, we need a lot of help, give me a crutch, give us crutches, we're crippled banks. But you think that when it comes to robust financial soundness, if you're crippled financially and you're a bank, even more so, you'd think you'd be selling off like this. But that's just not how it works. What we think in our beliefs and our opinions, we need to throw those out the window, and we need to look at what is actually happening on these charts. And we need to understand that what we learned in our high school economics class isn't necessarily the way the world works. Maybe that's what they printed up, but there's things called bribery. I'm not saying that it's all bribes right here, but I am saying that was not included in my social economic textbook when I was a kid. It never talked about the SEC potentially making decisions based on bribes, but I think it's possible that government officials from time to time could make a decision based on bribery. To say that is completely impossible, I couldn't be your friend if you think that it's completely impossible. We could just be an acquaintance. I'll just say, hey, how's it going? Good seeing you. You keep going that way, I'm going this way. And over here, we looked at Microsoft. Okay, Salesforce. Salesforce kind of had this gap up, just like Microsoft, or who was it? Facebook. Pulling back, not making it up to this top, though. Everything's kind of getting top heavy. We got McDonald's, Mickey D's. Oh, sideways, man. Really just sideways. This may be a good candidate for an iron condor. I really don't know, but when it's just trading sideways like that. And look at this, on the down slope for Honeywell, that'd be a good candidate for something else, right? And Visa. Overall, it's doing a little choppiness, but it's kind of moving sideways right at the moment. Amgen starting to move sideways, but it was on kind of bottoming out on this downward slope it was on. Is at the end of the bottom? Is it going to start moving up? I don't know. Everything else is kind of going sideways to down, and when everything was moving up, that wasn't really moving up strong. So Boeing is flying sideways here, but it dropping, looking like it's starting to get weaker, right? and we got IWM, the small, medium, kind of mid-cap stocks. What a sell-off today, right? Looks like about $6 somewhere in there, and that's wonderful. Just in this range from about right here to right there. AMC sold off, it popped up a little bit and sold off, and then Shockwave is trying to get some rallying going up. What's going to happen right here around this 320, or excuse me, 220? Hit that 220 and hold back, which when it's not a surprise, right? It happened here before that 420. Biohaven. Is Biohaven misbehaving? It depends. If you think stocks need to behave a certain way, then maybe you are misbehaving. Maybe you are not maybe you got to check your behavior, because it's just what they do. This is what they do. So prepare yourself for them to do things that you, quote unquote, don't think they should do. Kind of moving sideways here, back to the bottom of this range. This is going to hold some support here at the 1294. Intelia selling off with a strong candle to the downside. Crocs, same thing, strong candle to the downside, but overall it's still in the sideways range. And Chart Industries, big sell-off. What day was that? Big sell-off on the 17th. It took 2 days to get back up to the price that it lost, which is pretty nice. And then today sold off and are still in about the top 15% of this big sell-off. It's like, but right here, right, we're basically this candle right here dropped down here, but compared to this one, we're still at the top of that. So it's probably, looks like, let's see if it's what's going to happen around this 110, right here, around that one stopped right here. This 110 gapped up. It seems to be like the line in the sand. Karuna Therapies, look at that. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I should have. And I was lifted weights yesterday, and I was just too drained to make this video yesterday. So, and I'm regretting it. Look at that beautiful sell-off here. Wow, gapped up all the way up here to 210, and then just selling off. It's weak, my friends. Things looking strong to the downside, weak to the upside. And Apelius, is that how you say that? Apelius, I don't know, but it's floating back down. It's floating back down in here. Probably going to catch some support around 60. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is, it's definitely not this. It's a volatile market. You know, we definitely got a lot of volatility in the market. And below this 400, we'll see how this week ends up. But basically, if we're not going to get above 400, then we're just making, if it can't get above 400 or kind of stay above 400, let's say if it gets to like right here, like 405, 410, you know, but it's 400-ish range. If it's not really going to get past this 400-ish range, it got up to, this is as close as it got to 420 before. If it just kind of does that, but even lower, here's where it was here. We got a high, we got a lower high right here. Yeah, you know, it could be unless they really start ramping up some sort of program that they're going to say is not quantitative easing, but it's going to give you the same results as quantitative easing. I don't know. I don't see how else stocks are going to be moving up. I mean, what besides money flowing into stocks, like how do stocks move up? That's how they flow. That's how they move up, right? Is by money flowing into them. So what is going on in the world that would make large institutions motivated to have money flow into stocks? At the moment, we don't have any government programs going on. Apparently, you know, they're raising rates, and even though they're slowing the rates down, that I guess isn't good enough. They might have to turn it to zero interest rates and, you know, turn on the liquidity spigots and to get that going back up. But if they don't do that, you know, besides like Raytheon, you know, when we go into World War III, then like is you know, are people going to be shopping at Target a whole lot because we're in World War III, or are they going to be hunkered down, you know, trying to avoid missiles? So, the people that make the missiles, maybe they can make a lot of money and maybe their stock goes up, but other things like, let's say, movie theaters, they kind of need people not worried about getting shot and missiles and all types of things like that. And then we got these banking failures going on and stuff. And we say, well, everything is fine because the Fed is doing this and doing that. And, that's great that you think that, but this was supposed to be fixed in 2008. There was a Dodd-Frank Act coming out, and this was supposed to fix everything. And then it just happens to be that one of the people that wrote Dodd-Frank Act was on one of these boards of these banks that failed. So, it's like, it's kind of like the wife that has the husband that keeps saying that I'm not cheating anymore, I'm not drinking, I'm not cheating, but yet keeps hanging out in the bars. And if you want to believe known cheaters, it's totally up to you. That's really your prerogative. You can believe whatever you want. But your good buddy Brent, I don't believe what known liars tell me. When I know someone's a liar, I'm thinking everything is suspicious. And, even if they're not liars, incompetence, right? If you made an act, a Dodd-Frank Act in 2008 to never have this happen again, and Janet Yellen says there'll never be another financial crisis in her lifetime. She's still alive. This is going on. Well, it's not a crisis, but we just got to do this. We got to do that. Come on, people. You gotta wake up. So, anyways, so what are you gonna do about it? I'll tell you what. Learn how to fundamentally analyze some companies to a certain degree. Buy some companies that are gonna still be around, no matter what Janet Yellen, Jerome Powell, Dodd-Frank people, no matter what they say. Get some companies that are gonna be around for a while. Sell some cash secured put options on them. Buy them. Collect dividends. Sell covered calls against them, do the wheel strategy, do whatever. But most importantly, don't let all this stuff stop you from enjoying your life, right? Enjoy your life. You have a fantastic day. Aloha.